It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll watch the Brooklyn Nets in this one as they go up against the Indiana Pacers. Checking out the Pacers, they lost Game 1 in this matchup earlier this season. They'll see them 4 times in all, looking to even the series with a win tonight. And Kenny, we have lots to talk about. One thing coming up on the horizon, the trade deadline. Front offices have had time to evaluate rosters. What are your feelings about blockbuster in-season trades?
Huge deals are rare in the season. You know,
Huge deals.
Huge deals. You know, but typically they come in the offseason because teams have time to nurture and bring them together. But there have been some great trades in mid-season. So you can find new life right after the trade deadline, a la Clyde Drexler of the Houston Rockets, to get us our second championship.
Good point. New players will be slow to acclimate. But, I think at times you risk disrupting chemistry.
Sometimes worth the risk and sometimes not.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like a nut, sometimes I don't.
Kevin Harlan, take it away.
On the road and hungry for a win against an Eastern Conference rival, the Indiana Pacers are ready to go. Buckle yourselves in, everybody. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, I'm Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge, our sideline reporter. For the Brooklyn Nets, earlier this season, they were the winning team in the last matchup against the Pacers.
Their last game against this squad, they won out thanks to some big contributions from the bench.
Yeah, that second unit was fantastic in the last meeting. They infused a ton of energy and, somewhat surprisingly, a lot of points production.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, Nate McMillan took over as coach of the Pacers last season. Now, his previous head coaching job had been 5 seasons prior. He said, now, there's a lot of old school in me, but I do understand you have to adapt with this generation of players, the millennials, and how you communicate. And they want to bring that old school discipline to this team. Kevin?
Thanks, David. It's great to have a mix of those things. Adapt or die, as they say. And now teams getting into the middle of the season. The truth is, it's a grind, Doris. You know it. You've covered it. 82 games. In your opinion, is that the right amount in terms of 82 games in a regular season?
I would say to you, it doesn't matter if it's the right amount. I think the reality is this is the business of the NBA. It's been 82 games for as long as I can remember, certainly in my lifetime of fandom, Kevin. So the reality is what we need to do is address the schedule, and you're starting to see that. Shortening the preseason, stretching out those windows where you're not getting 4 games in 5 nights and the back-to-backs, particularly when there's back-to-back on national television. 82 games is going nowhere from a business standpoint. Let's make those 82 games the best we can by lengthening the season.
Excellent. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Collison and Oladipo pair at the 1 and the 2. Young and Turner up front. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 spot.
Well, don't you love how Young doesn't settle, right? He's going to get right into the teeth of defense on that dribble drive.
Stolen by Collison. Oh, and here comes Young all alone. And Young slams it home.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Boy, just a step quicker than the defense, really. Catching them off guard and capitalizing well.
Now here's Lynn. He feeds it to Okafor. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Thaddeus Young. And the Nets throwing big money at restricted free agents in recent years, trying to add talent any way they can.
Well, and sometimes being willing to overpay if they have to. With no high draft picks walking through that door, they've got to exploit every opportunity to improve this roster.
Shooting 2.
And he can't get the first one. And Indiana opting to trade Paul George this summer. Doris, never easy to let a superstar go.
No, it isn't, Kevin, but with Paul George looking to contend for a title and increasingly voicing his dissatisfaction, it was probably the right choice, because you don't want to lose him next summer and get nothing in return.
He hits the second from the line. And here are the Pacers now. It's a three-point game. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
And with your defense, one part's your ability, the other, though, is effort, and that one they showed neither.
No, there's no question, Greg. I thought their defensive intensity was lacking from the outset. It looked like they were just hoping the other team would miss.
Yep, it counts.
And just showing great vision there. Russell surveys the floor and whips it to the open man.
Collison against Land. Collison dishes to Young. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. To the paint, Turner. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
Crabbe kicks to Lynn. Pacers with the rebound. Here's Oladipo, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against Brooklyn.
Boy, that's an example of really quick feet by Victor Oladipo. He's just so good at getting into the lane to pick up these fouls.
And last season, Victor Oladipo making big advances in his ability to shoot the three.
Well, I thought Oladipo just played with a confidence that we hadn't seen before when he was taking perimeter shots. He seemed to trust his perimeter game more, and it helps when you have the green light.
The free throw drops for Oladipo.
Well, the versatility of Victor Oladipo is fantastic. This is a clever guard who plays his heart out on both ends of the floor.
Oladipo hits them both. And the Nets adding their own G League affiliate, the Long Island Nets.
Yeah, and the Nets franchise originally, remember, based in Long Island. So nice to have that homecoming. And of course, with young talent development, so critical for this Nets organization. Having that minor league team in close proximity, very valuable.
Now here's Crabbe. Bogdanovich missing his last shot. Mozgov with the bucket.
Boy, when you deliver the ball to Mozgov on the interior, he knows how to get it done.
Pacers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Turner with a screen on Lynn. Lynn against Collison. Shot clock at 5. Shoots from the high post. Outside, Bogdanovich. Feeds to Collison. Indiana again missing. Nets trail by 3. Outside, Russell. Okafor with no one around. Good, and the assist goes to Russell.
Working the in-between area, the kind of look that can get you into a rhythm early.
Yeah, the defense better take notice, because you can't let guys get comfy shooting from their spots.
Outside, Lynn. And there's the foul, and Darren Collison picks it up. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Russell passes to Mozgov. Out to Russell. 4 on the clock. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Crabbe, no good. Indiana leading. Here's Bogdanovich. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
And what I love about Oladipo, he does such a great job playing within the context of the offense. If you're open, he will find you.
Pick by Okafor. It's Russell with the drive. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
Perfect example of how to set a great screen. Set your feet, stand firm.
Here's Oladipo. Here's Turner. There's the pass to Oladipo. And Young kicks to Oladipo. Second shot opportunity. It's good.
Give Oladipo credit now. He has a knack for finishing with whatever the defense throws at him.
Nets trail by 3. To the wing right side. Crab dishes to Mozgov. And it's sent back by Turner. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Turner. Pick by Okafor. There's Crab with the 3. That one's a miss. His third shot of the game. He's made one of them. Collison, the pass to Oladipo. The shot's good. Collison making the play. And that's now 7 points for Victor Oladipo.
Well, that's just the catch and shoot game of Victor Oladipo. So fast on the trigger on the catch.
It's stolen by Oladipo. Collison against Land. Here's Bogdanovich. Misses the 3, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize.
Well, it's been an up and down quarter for him on the offensive end. Mostly down, though.
Tries from 16, and again, it's the Nets missing.
Boy, that's a tough miss. Does well to get himself open and then botches it up.
Collison kicks to Young. Oladipo outside. Indiana moving the ball around. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Russell's running, and the layup's good off the glass.
Yeah, the anticipation. Russell on top of the play there. Gets the steal, then gets his boys out in the open floor.
Now here's Collison. 17 points for him last game against Detroit.
And he passed the ball so well in that game, keeping everybody involved, even as he was racking up all those points.
Well, Darren Collison going through the free agency process this last summer. Greg, Indiana jumped at the chance to add him to the roster.
Yeah, and with Collison and his ability to play in so many ways, that is what made teams go after him. He doesn't always take a big signing to change the complexity of a team. Getting solid contributors like Collison go a long way in building the foundation of a team.
The throw good, Darren Collison. Nets trail by 7. Outside, Lynn to the middle. Here's Russell. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Russell's got 6. Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Turner with the screen. Collison kicks to Turner. Count that one.
Yeah, Miles Turner can carve space. Don't let that lean frame fool you. He can get inside and score deep.
Here's Okafor. No good on that one. Good defensive work there by Young. Pacers leading by 7. Oladipo goes in. Crab pulls it in.
And the D does just enough to throw off his rhythm on that shot.
Here's Lynn. That shot no good. So the Pacers will take it the other way. Here's Turner. Now the feed to Young. Collison up top. Defended by Lynn. Turner with the screen. A second chance effort. And Oladipo with the lay-in. Good. Oladipo's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
The Nets have gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, there's no doubt. They were sharp on the offensive end. The bench guys just did a sensational job bringing their A game.
One trend we've seen, Doris, is the shift away from one primary ball handler toward a more collective approach. Do you think that change is here to stay?
Well, it'll be interesting. I do think the NBA is very much a copycat league. So you think back to the 90s and the slowed down, grinded battles between the Miami Heat and the New York Knicks, to now the pace and space offenses that is so much fun for us to watch. What's the next evolution? We saw the San Antonio Spurs play big. Is there a team that wants to reformulate the NBA, find success? As you know, everybody's trying to beat the champ, and right now the champ is all about pace and space and equal opportunity offense.
Indeed. And it's the Pacers with the ball, following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. Here's Joseph. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Joseph's got his first basket.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
It's Carroll on the wing. Dinwiddie passes to LeVert. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Karis LeVert's a crafty player. This is a guy who knows how to get shots over the interior defense.
Joseph with the ball. 8 points his last outing. And Booker kicks to Joseph. Stevenson right side. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Robinson, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And the Pacers operating in a smaller market. Some cost restraints for this franchise.
Right. This is not a team that can pay the luxury tax. It's not necessarily a free agent destination either. Those are challenges, but they have remained very competitive over the years.
And the first one drops.
Well, guys, you think back to 2013 when the Nets pushed all their chips in for a title. When that collapsed, they had to embrace Plan B. So what do? They go into the Spurs organization, hire from that brain trust, and now are trying to build from the ground up.
Robinson hits them both. And the new Nets leadership now thinking long term.
Right, Kev. I think that this is a team, an organization that wants high-character individuals. They're using words like consistency and sustainability. If you want the model, it's the Spurs' 2-decade playoff run. That's the goal for the Brooklyn Nets.
Pushing their lead to double digits. Joseph's got his second bucket of the night.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
And that replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleashed chaos moment. Here's Dinwiddie. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Passes it to LeVert. Allen, a screen on Stevenson. Here's LeVert. There's the dish to Allen. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Pacers leading by 8. Now Joseph. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Kicks it out to Booker. Shoots the 3. Kept alive by Indiana. Here's Sabonis. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Pacers lead by 10.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Dinwiddie kicks to Allen. There's the pick. Down low. There's Hollis Jefferson. That shot off. Some solid defense from Robinson. Stevenson outside. Here's Sabonis, defended by Allen. Here's Stevenson, laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. To the paint. Stripped away. Dishes to Joseph. That ball. Nice feed that time from Stevenson. 6 points for Joseph.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Here's Dinwiddie. He's covered by Joseph. There's a good screen. LeVert. And again, it's the Nets missing. Pacers leading by 14. Here's Booker. Allen with the rebound.
Well, defenders are in the area, and that's all it took to force him to change his release.
Carroll, no one around him. It's good from long range. Carroll's got himself on the board with 3 there. Indiana's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. And Joseph kicks to Booker. Shot from the wing. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
You know, it's going to be tough to win when you give the other team second and third opportunities to score the ball.
Here's Dinwiddie. He's covered by Joseph. Floats one. Got a hand on it.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Nets trail by 13. Here's LeVert. And it's good for 2. LeVert's got his second bucket.
At 6'7", Karis LeVert knows how to use that size, especially inside. He knows how to handle himself in there.
Robinson a screen on Carroll. Joseph dishes to Stevenson. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. And so it's Indiana holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And Jeremy Lin, a player who's come a long way in his time in this league, from going undrafted out of Harvard to where he is now. He says he remains very grateful.
I wasn't sure, you know, if my career would ever pan out the way I was hoping for, or if I would be able to stay in the NBA. And so for me to be here playing, to be able to know I'm going to play in the game, in an NBA game, it's just, it's pretty cool.
Well, in a game filled with some pretty big egos, there are also guys like that who are living the dream in their own very grateful way. Lynn has certainly seen the highs and the lows.
And Kevin, not everyone's a superstar and certain of their future. Sometimes you get to be a superstar for a brief moment in time, but this game has a way of humbling people, even those who started out humble, like Lynn.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And for the Pacers here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
I mean, they're winning the turnover battle, and oftentimes that can swing things your way.
Well, you really like the activity on the defensive end. Outstanding jumping into passing lanes and coming up with steals.
LeVert and Carroll are the wingmen. Allen is out there with Hollis Jefferson. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Here's LeVert over Booker. Robinson pulls it in. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Robinson can't get that one to fall. Nets trail by 7.
Well, don't you love the nickname, the Junkyard Dog, DeMarre Carroll? This guy has established himself over the last handful of seasons as a starting caliber forward.
Here's Dinwiddie. The Pacers pull it in.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Well, that's just stellar interior defense. You can't ask for anything more than that.
And that one's good by Stevenson.
Boy, not nearly tough enough inside on the defensive end. They made that all too easy for him.
And Carroll slowed somewhat by knee surgery a couple seasons ago.
Yeah, I think he's trying to make his way back into form. One of those tone setter guys. You know the effort will be there every time he takes the floor.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Brooklyn called for the foul.
Well, you love the effort from Trevor Booker. His aggressiveness forcing the defense to get physical.
Pacers have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5. He misses the free throw. Doris, you went from the basketball court right to the broadcasting booth. Having seen the game now from an analyst perspective, what might you go back and tell Doris the player?
Yeah, I'd probably tell myself to throw myself completely into the vibe of the team, to never, even if I were struggling as a basketball player, to turn inward. I would always say turn outward to your teammates and invest in what's going on with the group, and then that seems to make everything fall into place.
And mentally, too, I think you've got to prepare and focus like you would as a player when you are broadcasting.
No question about it.
And sometimes when you want something done, you got to do it yourself. That dunks the shot in the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, Greg, it certainly got everybody on their bench up and off their seats and cheering.
Throwing it down that emphatically energizes the whole team, and that can be a huge shift in momentum.
Nets trail by 10. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. And there's the foul, and Darren Collison picks it up. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
And Indiana making a change here. Young's checked in. Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
I think if you think about the Pacers in the last decade and the value they have found in the draft, right? Danny Granger gets taken at 17th. Roy Hibbert at 17th. Lance Stevenson actually at 40th. Paul George was 10th. Miles Turner 11th. That's a very good track record.
And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for the Nets.
And you can see how big a role the three-point shot played in their offense. They were determined to spread the floor and just kind of open things up through their long-range game.
So it's Brooklyn now, trailing by 10. Outside, Russell, 5 on the clock. Score the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Collison kicks to Oladipo. Outside, Bogdanovich. Over Crabbe. Bogdanovich, no luck. The Nets have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. To the wing on the left, and a wide open look for Lynn. Cans it from downtown. And now it's only a 5-point Pacer lead. Collison kicks to Oladipo. Back to Collison. Bogdanovich passes to Young. Shoots from the baseline. Here's Turner, and it's Turner finishing it off.
Well, Kevin, you love the determination, right? Miles Turner effectively getting to the window and getting another opportunity.
Russell kicks to Okafor. Inside, Mozgov, and Mozgov throws it down.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. And the basket by Collison.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Here's Russell. He's coming off a 19-point game against Toronto. Over Oladipo. Count it, and the Pacer lead has been cut to just 5 points on the basket from Russell.
And happy to take it up inside. You see Russell under control and in charge.
Young left side. Oladipo sets the screen for Young. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. Collison's got 4 assists now tonight. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Okafor with the screen on Collison. Mozgov dishes to Okafor. Over Young. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Thaddeus Young. And the Pacers still looking for their first NBA title, but 3 titles, as we know, for the franchise in their ABA days.
How about in 9 seasons with the ABA, they made the finals 5 times. Now, granted, there were only about 10 teams in the league, but that's still pretty impressive.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good. And he sinks the second. Or who are some of the guys that surprise you with their toughness on a nightly basis in the NBA?
You know, you have to think historically, pound for pound, in the history of the NBA, the toughest single guy was Allen Iverson. For me, the current iteration, and I'm not saying that Isaiah Thomas is Allen Iverson, they're drastically different players because Isaiah doesn't have that kind of athleticism that AI had early. But Isaiah at 5'9", to continually find his way into the paint, to be willing to attack the bigs, to absorb the kind of pounding he does, and get himself into the MVP conversation, Kevin, really, that was incredible.
LeBron probably takes, for a guy his size, you think he can dish it out, but I'm telling you, I think he gets whacked all the time.
I think, Kevin, this is the single hardest guy in the NBA to officiate today, and frankly, I do not believe LeBron James goes to the foul line as much as he deserves.
Well said. Oladipo misses. Nets trail by 7. Now here's Crabbe. A 23-point game for him in the win against the Raptors in Toronto. Picked by Okafor. Mozgov kicks to Okafor. Lynn against Collison. Indiana moving the ball around. Back to Oladipo. Over Russell. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. And that's now 11 points for Victor Oladipo. Lynn the pass to Mozgov. Back to Lynn. Picked by Mozgov. Lynn kicks to Crabbe. Here's Mozgov. It's not going to go for him. So the Pacers will take it the other way. They've led by as many as 14 points. Bogdanovich dishes to Collison. Pass to Turner. The shot's good. Collison making the play. And now an 11-point Pacer lead. Timeout called, the Nets. And Oladipo has some parts of his game that needs work, but he is certainly terrific on the big finish.
Yeah, I mean, he's got longer arms than you would think for a player of his size, and the overall physical skill set, there's no doubt about it. You know, you look at his ability to just stay floating in the air for that extra moment when he's in attack mode, and this is a young man that still has his best basketball ahead of him.
Russell passes to Okafor. Over Young. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Mozgov with the steal. Young with the steal. To the inside. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. The Pacers have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
Free throw good, Darren Collison.
Well, you think back to Nate McMillan's history, right? An assistant coach with the Pacers for 3 years. They made the unexpected decision to look for a new head coach, and in 2016, they promoted him to that role.
Collison hits them both. And for the Pacers, looking down the bench to McMillan was the easy choice. Do you think it was the right one, though, Doris?
Well, they wanted to change the culture, and part of that was getting a little bit more hard-nosed. Now, McMillan, he's old-school defensive-minded, and with his deal running through 2019, like all NBA coaches, he's going to be judged on wins and losses.
That's in, and the Pacer lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from Okafor. The Pacers have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the second quarter, a nice efficient 50%. Collison kicks to Oladipo. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
Well, he's one of those guys who's kept their offense clicking. They're in front thanks in no small part to what this guy's done.
Lynn dishes to Russell. Picked by Okafor. Back to Lynn. Russell against Oladipo. It's stolen by Oladipo and stolen by Russell. He kicks to Okafor. Lynn the pass to Mozgov. Collison against Lynn. He dishes it to Crabbe. From the left block. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And the basket by Collison.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Nets trail by 15. Pick by Okafor. Lynn kicks to Okafor. And that one is off. Good defensive work there by Young. Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Kicks it to Bogdanovich. Over Crabbe. The shot will not fall. So Brooklyn will take it the other way.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Collison against Lynn. And stolen by Crabbe. Outside, Lynn. Three-pointer. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And Turner the bucket on the assist by Oladipo. And that's 12 points for Miles Turner.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. A platoon swap here for Brooklyn. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You look at Brooklyn. They're down in the bottom of the conference. Their fans hope they can turn it around and show some improvement. And checking out Indiana, they're looking to salvage what they can of the season.
And right now for the Pacers, their season has been exactly the kind of misadventure their fans were afraid it might be.
And with the major changes we know are coming, now you have players fighting for their jobs, trying to prove they deserve to be here beyond the end of this season.
Just 2 to shoot. Sabonis with the bucket.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's the screen. Dinwiddie dishes to Carroll. No good on the 3.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And the basket by Stevenson.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Here's Hollis Jefferson, defended by Booker. Pass to LeVert. Leans from outside. Offensive rebound.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Robinson drives in, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the call, Brooklyn the foul. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
And his average at the line stands at about 79% right now, so solid numbers in that department.
And that one falls for Robinson. And Kenny Atkinson, head coach of the Nets, a New York native, grew up in Long Island.
And it is nice to have that tie to the area. Certainly with this team, we know it's going to be a process. But Kenny is home, and he's committed to developing this organization.
No good on the second free throw. Nets trail by 20. 30 seconds left in the second quarter. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
I'll tell you, he's been dry from three-point range in the second quarter after hitting one in the first.
Here's Dinwiddie. He's covered by Joseph. Out left to the wing. Here's Hollis Jefferson. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
Well, you love watching Hollis Jefferson on the catch and shoot. He has committed to developing his offensive game.
Here's Sabonis. And that's not going to go. And so it's the Indiana Pacers with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We so hope you enjoyed our first half. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime report. Victor Oladipo had it going on in the first quarter. He had 13 points, 2 assists, and also 3 steals. And Kenny, what'd you think about what we saw from Indiana?
Well, we have to talk about the unbelievable job they've done rebounding the basketball. They've sent bodies flying to the boards on every possession. They've been a stronger, quicker, tougher team by a wide margin. And it's that dominance on the glass that's going to win them this game.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Nets.
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We'll see you later.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Victor Oladipo really making a difference here.
And through the first 2 periods, it seemed he got to the paint whenever he wanted to, just a slasher's mentality.
You know, my favorite thing, Greg, I think he showed no fear in attacking the defense. He got on the interior with ease.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court right now for the Pacers. Young and Turner up front. Collison and Oladipo pair at the 1 and the 2. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3.
How about that? He's 7 feet tall. And Miles Turner, because of that ability to move in any direction at any moment, is a big-time problem inside.
Now here's Lynn. Picked by Okafor. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
A steady screen set on that play, and the defense disappears. Nice communication between teammates to make that play work.
And going into last season, Jeremy Lin signed with the Nets for that 3-year deal and close to $36 million, and excited to make his return to really the birthplace of Linsanity. Unfortunately, the hamstring injuries cost him a huge chunk of that season.
One shot, line the lanes.
And that one falls for Lynn. And Greg, Jeremy Lin described last season as a year of my prime down the drain. I mean, it had to be demoralizing.
Yeah, especially after bouncing around for a few years. He thought he'd found a chance to start and a chance to lead, and instead he found himself in dress casual on the bench.
Well, you can see Miles Turner has great confidence in that jump shot. There's no hesitation, Kevin.
Okafor sets the pick for Lynn. And it's Okafor off the drive, and it's sent back by Turner.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Collison against Lynn. Collison, good.
Marvelous start to the second half. 3 for 3.
And the Nets with possession here. They host the Kings after this game, and that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. Mozgov a screen on Collison. Young with the steal. Outside Bogdanovich. Deep 2 from Collison. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Crab with the ball. Now guarded by Bogdanovich. Lynn's shot is off. Indiana leading by 21. Here's Turner. The shot's good. Collison making the play. Collison's got 6 assists now in the game.
Boy, excellent start to the second half. They've missed just once in 5 attempts.
Now here's Lynn. 8 points for him. It's Mozgov, top of the key. Rocket 6. Picked by Okafor. Crab, good.
Boy, excellent team basketball. Used the screen to free himself up and drilled the jump shot.
Oladipo against Russell. Oladipo, the pass to Young. And here's Oladipo. 13 points in the game. Young inside. Covered by Okafor. Lynn against Collison. Lynn kicks to Russell. They get it back. Pacers leading by 21. The drive by Collison. Doesn't go for him. Some solid defense there from Lynn. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
For Brooklyn, they have shot 3 of 5 at the foul line.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
The first free throw is good. Doors on the subject of league expansion. Commissioner Silver has said the 30 teams feels about right at this point. How long do you think it's going to be before we add another franchise or two to the NBA?
Right. Let me just say that I completely concur with Commissioner Silver. The last thing we want to see when the NBA is at its peak in popularity is expansion that might dilute some of the competitiveness that we want to see happen. The bigger question right now is these super team issues. Are we at a point where there is such disparity between the best teams in the league and the worst? Let's address that first, and then we can look at expansion down the road.
So you do not like the super team aspect that we're beginning to see formulate it from time to time?
I don't necessarily want to say that. I think the jury is still out, Kevin. We have to see how the next 2 or 3 years plays out as it relates to both Cleveland and Golden State. I think there was a period in the 80s where it felt like it was the Lakers and the Celtics every year. Let's not overreact, but certainly let's not add teams before we make sure we are where we need to be from competitiveness standpoint.
Now Lynn, following the three-point attempt by Miles Turner. Good defensive work there by Young.
Boy, too much traffic in the lane. Very difficult finish with the defense draped all over him.
A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
Well, Bogdanovich looking so comfortable close to the rim. Just extends past the defense beautifully.
Timeout called, the Nets.
Well, the league is finally catching up with Thaddeus Young. 6'8", 220 pounds. He was a small ball power forward before that was in vogue. Now he's kind of the perfect fit.
And over the course of his career, Young more of a slasher than a shooter, Doris, at the power forward position.
Right. The southpaw has a very quick first step. And the last few seasons, though, starting to add that three-point shot. That will make him more effective.
Now here's Lynn. 8 points for him. He feeds it to Okafor. Takes it from 10. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss. Young's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Over in the corner, Turner. Turner missing again. Nets trail by 21. Lays it up off the glass. Lynn's got 5 points in the quarter.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Well, that's how you attack in transition. Remarkable effort, getting as high percentage a look as you can really get.
Now here's Collison. 11 points in the game. Mozgov with the steal. Here's Crabb. Right side, Lynn. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
I'll tell you, he's been one area they haven't had to worry about tonight. He's been scoring at will.
Pacers leading by 17. Outside Collison. Shot off the pick. The rebound by the Nets. Okafor's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Lynn. Nice D from Oladipo. The Pacers have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the 3rd quarter got underway. And Mozgov comes to help. And for 3, Collison. Collison with another miss.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but it's not helping his team. That was an awful quarter.
Lynn dishes to Mozgov. Back to Lynn. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession. And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart for Turner.
Well, they say the mid-range game is a dying art form, but after looking at this shot chart, they are injecting a ton of life into it. Whatever space is being offered up to them in the mid-range, they have accepted and have continually knocked down shots to make the defense pay.
Pacers leading by 17. And Oladipo kicks to Turner. Okafor against Young. Feeds it to Turner. That shot is good. He's taken 15 and made 10 from the field tonight.
Well, he just keeps rolling right now. What a terrific quarter for him on the offensive end.
Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the 2nd half. Inside. Here's Mozgov. And it's sent back by Turner.
Well, how about Turner's ability to anticipate when the shooter's going to release? Couldn't be better at timing his rejections.
Turner with a screen for Collison. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Collison's got 4 this quarter.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Lynn against Collison. Young with the steal. Here's Bogdanovich. Okafor grabs the miss. Okafor's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And stolen by Russell. Crabb, that's for 2. And again, it's the Nets missing.
Well, I think the defense took that possession off. I'm pretty sure he won't miss next time.
The wide open look here for Oladipo. Off target from outside. Oladipo against Russell. It's stolen by Oladipo. And Young, here we go. The shot's good. Collison making the play. Collison's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
Boy, masterful work from Thaddeus Young. He's got such tremendous length down there.
Picked by Mozgov. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle too.
Boy, ran his man right into the pick and got the open look. Basketball 101.
And Jeremy Lin at 6'3" with good size for the point guard position.
Well, because of that size, I think it helps him finish in the lane, certainly, even if he's got to go over bigger guys. He's also on the defensive end, got the length necessary to guard the 1 and the 2, and that's a real advantage, Kev.
Shooting 1.
That one misses for Lin.
Well, Kevin, how about the Harvard grad, Jeremy Lin? How far has this guy come from nearly out of the NBA at one point to viable NBA starter? Incredible.
And here's Stevenson for 3. That one no good. The Nets go the other way with it. And there's a whistle that goes on Corey Joseph. That's his first foul. And Brooklyn making a change here. Dinwiddie's checked in. Here's LeVert. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Puts it up from 12, and he gets that one to go off the front iron. Dinwiddie's got 7.
Crafty move. He recognizes the size disadvantage, and the mid-range is close enough.
I'll tell you, that's really clever because it's not easy to get that mid-range off over a guy who's got a size advantage. He made it look easy.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And the foul goes against Brooklyn. The Pacers have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. All free throws good from Lance Stevenson. Nets trail by 21. Now the pass to Carroll. Softly drops in the floater. He's got 7.
Well, this score is all about DeMaurice Carroll getting himself good post position. If you allow him that deep, turn the lights out, Kevin.
Now here's Joseph. He has 6. And he lobs it up, takes the alley-oop pass, and dunks it down.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect. Here's Dinwiddie. There's a screen. Six to shoot. Puts up a 3. Good D by Booker. Pacers leading by 21. There's the feed to Joseph. From the line. They get the rebound. Second shot opportunity. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Well, I think you have to like the skill set of Trevor Booker. This is a guy who knows his role well and plays within himself. He's shown himself to be a capable big guy.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. And one of those lunch pail players. You love him, Greg. Trevor Booker out of Clemson.
Just hard-nosed, gets on the glass, and although only 6'8", he gets off his feet quickly. A terrific leaper and just one of those ultra-competitive guys.
Both good from the line that time.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Here's Dinwiddie. He's covered by Joseph. There's the screen. Passes it to LeVert. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Pacers leading by 23. Outside Robinson. In the corner, it's Stevenson. Back to Robinson. That's good, and it's Stevenson with the assist. And that's now 7 points for Robinson.
Boy, nice feed. Leading him into some space. A nice catch on the run, too. Wow.
Carroll against Robinson. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Joseph, the pass to Robinson. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
The dish to Carroll. Pass to Allen. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And he makes the first. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
There's no doubting over the last season or so, Trevor Booker has shown he can be a starting caliber power forward in this league. This guy's tough inside. He can make threes. Look out.
Now here is Robinson. 7 points in the game. Shoots over Carroll. Tries it from 9. Robinson can't get that one to fall. Brooklyn's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Carroll dishes to Allen. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Here's Carroll. And again, it's the Nets missing.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Well, if he wasn't there, that shot's going in. Love the effort on the defensive end.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Pacers out in front, delivering the blowout. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. And Indiana shooting 51% from the field. They'll take that. LeVert and Carroll are the wingmen. Hollis Jefferson is out there with Allen, and it's Dinwiddie in at the point. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Doris, I've heard you talk often about instituting a play clock from the very beginnings of someone learning the game of basketball.
Kevin, I think this is absolutely critical to the future of the game of basketball here in the United States, because the Europeans right now, from the formative stages, from the youngest someone picks up the game of basketball, play under duress of the shot clock. And the reason that's important is you must be a three-tool player to play under duress of the shot clock, meaning you've got to be a triple threat. You've got to be able to pass it, dribble it, and shoot it. And to do that with the pressure of a shot clock leaning in on you from those earliest moments is significant. And I know I have the backing of guys like R.C. Buford and Rick Carlisle. They believe, more important than me, intelligent basketball people believe that in the United States, we must institute a shot clock from the time guys and young women pick up the game.
And the second free throw, good. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. They set the pick. The pass to LeVert, beyond the arc. It's rebounded by Indiana.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Carroll with it. Allen with the screen for Carroll. Here's Dinwiddie from outside, off the mark. And so it's Indiana with it. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 25. Shot by Joseph, no good.
Well, the defense trying to get out on him, but he's left with the open shot. He's got to make that one.
Here's Carroll. The putback. And at last, they get one to fall.
Well, this guy loves the phrase, quote, hard work is a talent, and you can see Damari Carroll's work on the glass there.
And Joseph kicks to Stevenson. Joseph, the pass to Robinson. Back to Joseph. And that's good. Robinson picking up the assists.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Shoots from 12. Tries again. Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
Boy, a kickout's probably a better option when the defense is swarming around like that.
And Joseph kicks to Booker. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
And there it is for him.
Exactly the shot they were looking for on that possession, the easy one down low.
The Pacers have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Here's the screen. Joseph, the pass to Sabonis. Stevenson dishes to Joseph. Here's Sabonis. Carroll covering. Joseph has an open look. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Joseph's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Here's Dinwiddie. He's covered by Joseph. Dinwiddie passes to LeVert. 6 on the shot clock. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
Well, Karis LeVert can fill it up from anywhere, but this guy is a terrific mid-range scorer.
Timeout called the Pacers. And the youngster Karis LeVert, drafted 20th overall, Doris, back in 2016 out of Michigan.
Well, I think some people consider this a high-risk, high-reward pick. The reason he dealt with stress fractures repeatedly in his left foot throughout his college days. But when this guy's healthy, man, whoo, can he shoot it. And at 6'7", look out.
Some changes for Indiana. Al Jefferson's checked in for Sabonis. Leaf comes in for Booker. And Joseph Young subbed in for Joseph. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And Stevenson kicks to Young. Now here is Robinson. Defense is right there. Shots good from Young.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
There's the pick. Whitehead passes to Stauskas. Here's Hollis Jefferson, guarded by Robinson. It's good from long range.
And Kevin, it's so important to see Hollis Jefferson putting in the time to work on that perimeter game.
Young outside. Dishes it to Jefferson. Pass to Leaf. Back to Jefferson. Indiana moving the ball around. Here's Young. Keeps it alive. It's good on the putback.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
The Nets have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Doris, some people are pushing for Holcomb Rucker to be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. What do you think are the chances of that happening?
You know, I think contributions to the game take many shapes and forms, Kevin. And obviously, Rucker Park is one of the most identifiable places in the history of the game. If you're a city basketball player, you know Rucker Park. You tried to prove your bona fides there. So if the committee believes Mr. Rucker is worthy, I am all for it.
One shot, gentlemen.
The free throw drops for Leaf. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 40% in the fourth. Whitehead passes to Hollis Jefferson. Here's Whitehead. There's a good screen. Shot clock at 6. To the paint is Hollis Jefferson. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And you'll hear some say the sleeper of that 2015 draft was Rondé Hollis Jefferson. I mean, a fractured ankle his rookie season limited him to just those 29 games. But when healthy, he's shown he can be a force defensively.
First one falls for him. And Greg, what separates Hollis Jefferson, do you think, as an NBA defender?
You know, physicality, quickness to go along with anticipation. I mean, with his pressure D, he's able to suffocate perimeter players and rack up steals. And don't forget versatility. He's a guy that can guard multiple positions, and that's a huge asset for any team.
So he gets them both. And Rondé Hollis Jefferson, a good ball handler and passer. Doris, do you play him some at the point forward, or is that asking too much?
Well, I think at this point he's probably better suited as a secondary ball handler. Putting the ball in his hands does take some pressure off of his shooting, though. And if his jump shot doesn't come around, it might be something to revisit. Not everyone has the green light to take that 3 in transition, but he does, especially with the defense already set up protecting the paint.
Pass to Leaf. It's Young on the wing to the middle. And here comes Harris leading the fast break. That one goes. Count it.
I'll tell you, that's a graceful finish. Not just any old layup. The teardrop.
Doris, wearable body tracking, such as sensors the teams use to determine stress load on players' bodies, how much they run during a game, during a practice, how fast they're going. Are we taking this thing too far?
You know, it's an excellent question. Listen, technology is increasing to the point where these teams now have a greater body of information with which to work. So I think just like we see in other areas of the game, analytics relative to team success, what's a good shot, what's a bad shot, the more information, the better. I think it comes down to an organizational decision. How much stress will we put on the information given by these particular body tracking monitors? I think it's got to be on a case-by-case basis. Certainly, the organizations will use it to the best of their abilities.
But if it helps the game, helps the players stay healthy, gives teams a better compass on how to use the players, I'm all for it.
Me too, Kev. Me too.
Jefferson dishes to Stevenson, goes back up. And Young kicks to Jefferson. Not enough on that one as it misses. The Nets have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth, and even 50%. Kicks to Mozgov. Whitehead passes to Mozgov. Here's Harris. Pass to Whitehead. Takes a 3. The three-pointer is right on target.
You know, I think the defense is thinking, I don't have to guard him on the line, but that's just a matter of whether he could knock it down, and he does.
Shots good from Young.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high-percentage looks from inside.
Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 10-2 run here to the inside. It's stolen by Jefferson. And they're on the break. Here's Leaf, and he jams it with authority.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Yes, you love that they're not settling for anything outside the paint. Excellent work getting right to the tin.
Feeds it to Okafor. Doris, much to the chagrin of basketball purists, we're seeing the near extinction of the mid-range game. Is there a way to reverse this trend?
Kevin, I don't know that we're seeing the extinction of it, and I would point directly to the finals MVP, Kevin Durant, because if you look at some of his success, it is directly in the mid-range. Russell Westbrook has some effect in the mid-range. I mean, listen, certainly the priority is on layup and three, but I don't think we've seen the extinction of the mid-range. I think this is a cyclical type of situation in the NBA, very much the way we've gone away from a low post center. Would a player that's a next level, next generation kind of player change our thinking about that? Let's see. The game is always in a constant state of evolution. Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest fives in the NBA.
And here are the Nets. They're on a 14-6 run. Pass to Whitehead. There's a good screen. Picked by Mozgov. Here's Whitehead. Rocket 6. To the middle. Here's Okafor. Good for basket number 6 from him in the contest. He's shooting 6 for 12.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Jefferson, a screen on Mozgov. Back to Young. Tries a three. They grab their own miss. Pass to Leaf. Now Young. Here's Leaf. This one for three. Whitehead with the rebound. Doris, the league would prefer that players stay in college a minimum of 2 years before entering the draft. Others have countered with straight out of high school in that approach. Which way do you lean?
I would say I would lean to allow these young men, if they're prepared and have the talent and ability to go straight from high school to the league, they should have that opportunity. We don't put restrictions on any other field of endeavor. If you're a great musician, you can go to New York City and make a living in an orchestra on Broadway. To me, if you're capable, you should be allowed the opportunity. This is America. We are a land of opportunity.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Crabs checked in for Harris. Russell comes in for Nick Stauskas. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Whitehead. Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Well, Greg, no resistance, right? They're allowing them to get any kind of shot they want close. That simply can't happen.
Lin against Collison. Got that bucket in no time at all. 16 points for Lin.
I'd say only so much you can do if you allow that kind of position. Jeremy Lin, tremendous focus in the paint.
Collison kicks to Turner. The shot's good. Collison making the play. Collison's got his 8th assist in the game.
I tell you what, his accuracy has been the story of this game.
No doubt. I mean, he's doing his best to guide his team to victory. Superb job shooting the ball in this final period.
And Russell gets it to go.
You see where the size of Russell is such an advantage, especially in that painted area.
Now here's Collison. He kicks it to Bogdanovich. Outside Collison. He dishes it to Young. 5 on the clock. Here's Turner. Turner can't get that one to fall. Nets trail by 18. Outside, Lin. Stolen by Collison. From the arc. Rebound, Brooklyn. Okafor's got 11 rebounds in the game. Russell with it. Now defended by Oladipo.
Well, terrific reach on the block. Thaddeus Young stretches out well for a big-time rejection.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Indiana.
this was a physical game.
Yeah, I mean, they were aware of the rotations defensively and were able to attack the rim.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And with this win now, we're all square, 1-1. 2 more games yet to come in what's proving to be a very competitive season series.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Miles Turner.
Boy, what a determined offensive presence he has been for them tonight. He carried the scoring load, and as hot as he was, it took a ton of pressure off his teammates all night.
Now the feed to Young, and Oladipo has it in the corner. Over Russell, 6 on the shot clock. That one off the back iron and out.
I don't know if he's trying to show off for the crowd or what, but there's no reason for that kind of shot.
Crabbe from long range. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn.
And guys, you got to ask, where was this effort when it mattered? The game's over now.
Right. Frustrating for sure, Greg. I don't think they'll be able to mount a comeback at this point.
Collison dishes to Oladipo. Turner with the screen. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
And on the road, silencing the crowd. What a dominant performance.
Well, they took control of this game from the outset, a commanding all-around performance and an important road win.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
On the free throw, no good. Lynn against Joseph. And here is Lynn. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Victor, what does tonight's performance say about the confidence of this team?
Just we're pretty good. We play great together, you know, and we play well together as a team. So when we do that, it's easier for us to beat teams.
Victor Wondermatha, thank you, my man. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you next time.